Welcome to my kitchen. This is the fourth and final recipe for the week of meal prep series, A Simple Menu. Finally, we get to the dessert. This one's super simple and very luxurious. Definitely can be made into a showstopper with just a little bit of fruit and a beautiful plate. We'll start with zesting our limes that have been washed. I like to wash them off when I use the citrus fruit because if I'm using the zest, it's just to be safe. When you're zesting, remember you only want the green part. Next, you'll want just a bit of fresh nutmeg. Next, we can juice the limes. I like to give them a little roll before I cut them. This helps release the juice in them. After you get your juice done, I like to pour it into the zest and the nutmeg. And you give it a little swirl. Okay, our next step is the sweetened condensed milk. You want to empty it into a large bowl. You want enough room to whip up the other ingredients with it. And next is the heavy cream. You can use heavy cream or whipping cream or heavy whipping cream, whichever is easiest for you to find. We'll pour it in the bowl, and then we're going to add the vanilla extract. Try to use the pure vanilla extract. It has a better flavor. It's stronger. It is more expensive, but there are some places you don't want to skimp on your recipes, and vanilla is one of them. There are other ways to save money, like you can try buying your ingredients when they're on sale or using coupons. The vanilla is definitely not a place to try to save money. Okay, the next step is a couple of drops of food coloring, which you can leave out if you wish to. I would not use a whisk for this part because you want it to be nice and fluffy, so it's a lot easier to get that air in there with your electric mixer. After it's well combined, if you want a little bit more color in it, you can put a few more drops in it. And next we're going to add the lime juice to the bowl. And this is where it's going to start to thicken. So you want to mix it until it's well combined. But you don't want to over-mix it. You don't want to have it separate on you. And I'm going to be using a regular size loaf pan. And the next step is important. This is going to give you the ability to take it out of the pan much easier. You want to cover the inside of the pan with plastic wrap, and you want to leave enough of the overhang so you can cover the top of it while it's in the refrigerator. And this will also give you good handles to grab it and get it out of the pan. It'll make things so much easier later down the line. I used a large piece over the width of it, and then I took smaller pieces to put it on the ends. If you don't want to use plastic wrap, you can use parchment paper or wax paper. Okay, there's going to be 2 layers of cookies and 3 layers of your lime cream mixture. You're going to start with the lime cream mixture, put it on the bottom. Try to just eyeball it and divide it into thirds. I find that's the easiest way to do it. And then you want to put your cookies on, get them in an even layer, just one layer. Break them up if you have to fill in those spots, but you want a nice even layer of cookies. And then you'll put another layer of the cream mixture on top. And then just repeat. Another layer of your cookies and then the final layer of cream. And when you're done, you're going to fold the plastic wrap over. And don't push it down because you don't want it to stick. Just lightly lay it on top. You're going to want to refrigerate this overnight or for at least 5 hours. You really want it to set well. Okay, once it's nice and chilled and it's sat in the fridge for a couple of hours, you're going to use your leftover cookies. About 8 to 10, crush them up. And you want all different size pieces. You want some crumbs, you want some bigger pieces. So it's best to do this by hand, I think. And just put them in a little plastic bag and break them up that way. And you're going to carefully unwrap your top layer. And if you're going to use the whole thing, you can just go ahead and put it on a nice plate. If not, you can just spread it out on the counter and sprinkle the cookies on top. I just cut a piece for myself and I decided to put some mango on there. I thought that would look nice, and it did. This gives it a bit of freshness with it because this is a very heavy and rich dessert. so you don't need a lot, but it's nice to have that little bit of freshness alongside of it. This dessert was so refreshing, and it was perfect to the end of a great meal. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope you give it a try. For more details and a copy of the recipe, check me out on Patreon at Braisingly Beau.